friends.
Oh, I like that. I love that. I love the energy that Soila carries. Oh my God. If you watch Soila and Curtis, for sure, you know, she carries it.
energy.
And I think she introduced herself the previous episode.
I did.
Yeah, so I think we'll just dive into the topic. So one thing that we have in common is we are both married. 3 years and 7 years, 7 years, my friend. Where?
Beauty.
And she's a mother of 2. I'm a mother of 1. So we are both mothers. So in this conversation, we just want to talk about the transition from wife to mother. What would you have done different, or what did you expect, or rather, did you get what, you know, whatever you are told, did it make sense? Or did it make sense actually when you got your child? And things like that. So that's what we'll just talk about. Nothing beyond that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want me to go first? Or
Yeah.
Okay. I think for me, if there's something I wish I knew, or rather I wish I did different, is I think I would have actually researched intensively about motherhood. I think I would have watched podcasts if possible. I would have read books. I did that, but I didn't do it like I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
I was doing it because I just wanted information in my head.
Exactly.
And for me, what I read the most actually was labor.
We all did. We were prepared for giving birth.
I was over prepared. I was so sure there was no way I was giving birth.
Yeah.
Let me call it naturally.
Yeah.
I read everything. You need to bounce a ball, I bounced the ball. What anything you call it, just to deliver that way. I read about it. I knew.
Oh my God.
I knew. I told God, this one has tried. This one has succeeded. You cannot ashame me.
Yeah.
Okay, not that
it's also my portion.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like cesarean has a problem, but I really, really wanted that. So I actually did that, and I was happy. But I was like, wait a minute, wait until postpartum hits you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, you had it in passing.
Yeah.
But really, did you actually know what it is about?
Yeah.
And what are the triggers? How does it express itself? Like yours might be different from mine. Maybe totally different from mine.
Yeah.
And how I can hear all that and just know this can be a trigger of. It's like how we know about depression, how we know trauma, how you respond to things. But I really did not intensively read or understand what it means to the afterbirth. What happens? The pregnancy, I think, is blissful. I mean, there's the puking, etc. But then you just enjoy the kicks. Oh my God, I have a baby in my tummy. You kiss her every day, you know. Tell the father to please talk to your child.
Bond, please.
Please bond, you know. But then afterwards, a reality comes to, you know. But I think I wish I think what I would have done different, I would have actually intentionally done an all-rounded, even after birth, what happens and how can you come into terms with what has happened. It was tough. It was tough for me, but you know, here we are 10 months later.
10 months later.
I think also I think also that not knowing and whatever, I realized God actually gives grace. There's a special grace women are given that men cannot understand. How you're able to really give birth, your body is not functioning well, but you can still sit and breastfeed a child. And you still wake up at night to change the diaper. How you even know? And you even know that cries for hunger. That's not for diaper. That cries for hunger. How do we know that?
I don't know. Instincts, nature. I don't know. The nurturing aspect of a woman probably checks in. Because we weren't literally like that before having children. Then they come and they're like, I can actually care for this person this much. I'd even wake up in the middle of the night to feed them. I'd do this. I'm concerned, as you've said. I can tell the different cries that they have. I think for me, just like you, the same aspect of reading way ahead, as you said, we over prepared for birth. We really did. I think the other place that I really prepared for is, you know, buying the clothes, you know, you know, you have everything. After care, when you give birth, you have the diapers, you have bottles, you have even, I don't know, you know, I'm for 6 months during weaning.
I mean, I have clothes for 3 years.
Whoa, unaona set mtoto wanna grow hivi. But the care aspect was the one that really took me as well. It was quite heavy. Because this is completely new from what you've just said. From giving birth, your body is healing now. You know, you're still bleeding. I think for me, what I was not ready for is the battle of breastfeeding. I don't know why people, I don't know why it's not a common conversation. Because I don't think I came across anybody saying breastfeeding was such a challenge in the beginning. I was like, what is this?
Kwanza in the hospital after you give birth, they tell you, ananyonya.
I'm like, what? Me, my baby kept on crying. Ati, hiyo inatoka maziwa, hiyo inatoka drops. I'm like, hiyo nashibisha. That's enough for the baby. No, but my baby is I I was like, I'm not for this. No, bring me the bottle. I was like, no. And then even tradition was, no, I'm going to throw my bottle.
Yeah.
Anyonye matiti.
Yeah.
I was like, it was bad.
Hiyo ni cholesterol. Ile ni ya kwanza.
The yellow one.
Like it's literally just liquid.
It's
There's nothing. It's not white.
It's not white. Oh my God, it's just too much. That's enough for the baby. Yeah, the baby's not eating much.
Because I
didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. Like, you guys are just telling me so that I can keep on breastfeeding them. But I don't think those 2 drops are enough, really, surely. The baby needs to, I think from then, I already got traumatized in the hospital with the aspect of breastfeeding. Because after giving birth, they took the baby for a while, I think at Ananja. And then they just need to rest after that.
The whole process.
Yes, PE stuff. And then now they brought the baby. It's definitely.
Okay, no, it's PE for sure.
It's a lot of PE stuff to give birth and all that. And then laboring. And then they had to bring the baby in hands. Like, now you need to know how to. There's a way to hold the baby to latch. And then they kept on coming off the boobs. And I'm like, what is this? But how do they show us in movies and everything? The baby ameshikilia tu hatoki, mi anashinda tu akipop. You have to, yani hata mgongo na shoulders zimechoka kwa tu hivi, trying to fix. Yani you fix the entire thing needs to fix at the mouth. Hi, but the black part is outside. Like, no, madam, ujanyosha vizuri shikila.
That's trauma. I
was really traumatized with breastfeeding. I'm not even.
That's why things are very sensitive for me. I didn't watch that.
It's just too much for me. I think that's the one thing I was never ready for. I don't know why I thought it's easy. Probably because many people don't have that conversation. And
they don't show that they're struggling. Very few.
I didn't talk about it because I thought, okay, I'm the old one out here. I'm the only one who's really struggling. But I know after a few weeks, it now becomes natural. But that's what we see. We don't see the beginning of it. So I just wish that conversation would be had in preparation for the mother when it comes to...
And not during after birth.
It's not after birth. During the maths class, I know we are just taught how to hold the baby and what part needs to be inside the baby's mouth. They should just prepare us for the little milk that comes, that's enough. Like, you see how we are psychologically prepared for pushing the baby? The same thing. We'll be psychologically prepared for the experience of breastfeeding.
But I think for me, motherhood has been ups and downs. It's been a roller coaster of everything. But I think what stands out about it is that there's so much grace. How it's there.
It's such a beautiful experience.
I don't understand. I mean, your baby can be scratching your face, but still you remember you have a baby. You look at them, you're like, oh my God, I gave birth to this. I know.
They piss you off next minute. Next minute, come here, mama. Come here. Kiss, mama. Kiss. Hug.
I really don't understand that fact. But I think there's so much grace to it that you don't understand until you're in that place. You can never understand that weight until you get to becoming a mother.
That's what God is with us. You piss him off one moment. It's like, and then you're still back and he still loves you and accepts you.
You know, so like the other day, I was driving and I had my daughter in the car seat and then someone was almost hitting me. The side where my daughter is. Let me tell you, almost parked.
What?
I was angry. After nothing happened, but I was like, you don't know there's a child inside the car.
There's a child. I've got a baby on board.
And I was like, if I can do this, how much more can God? How much more can God?
We think that we know how to care and love for our children. He loves and cares for them much more than we do. And honestly, that's the other thing that makes me and even myself and my husband go back to God in as far as parenting. Like, what is a blueprint for these children? How do we raise them? You know, what conversation do we need to have? What experiences do they need to have based on what you've said about them? So the joys of giving, I think that's other aspect of being a parent that it was just information in my head, and then now having children, to now spiritually start to think there's a certain way that God wants me to raise you.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a certain company that God, I'm like thinking, hey, the bad company that I used to have, okay, my child will have bad company. No. What can I do? You see, you want them to have a perfect path. And you see, in your own self, you're limited. Now, and then you're like, God, I'm limited. I submit these kids
to you,
back to you. So it's another weight of parenting that I really feel it every day. I was like, am I in the will of God? in as far as parenting these children
is concerned.
Yeah.
I think that thing I wish I knew, or rather I think I would have discovered early, is that it's okay to make mistakes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let me tell you the day, Soila, I sat in my bed, I cried, I told God, I hate you because you told me you don't love me.
Yes.
Because you don't want me to be a good mother. I couldn't even open my eyes. They were like this. And then my husband came and sat down. So he left me because he knows when in those moments, sometimes you don't think straight. Yeah. So you might even respond in a bad way. So I sat down and he told me, he took the baby and gave the nanny. And I sat down. So when I sat down, he came and told me, do you know you've never been a parent before?
Yeah.
You've never been a mother before. If you are, I would have blamed you, but you're not a mother before.
You're also learning it for the first time.
Relax. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Make all the mistakes possible.
Yeah.
You're not a perfect human.
Yeah.
But that day I'd cried, oh.
You're like, I'm a daddy.
I told God, I hate
That's
you. You do not show me this.
I'm such a terrible mom. But you see again the beauty of parenting with somebody else who's involved.
Yeah. Oh,
imagine somebody else who's, let's say, a single mom.
Yeah. Oh, it's
like, where is she getting that? Because I was going crazy and I have a husband. And something about how did you
manage?
I
normally people say, I don't need a husband. I'm like,
what do you mean?
Do you really mean what you are saying? It's because the world is saying that you can get a baby without having a man. I was like,
and like, I don't think people just say for the sake of saying to, I don't know, feel what.
Yeah.
But honestly speaking, it's such a collaborative effort to raise children. Yeah. And to support one another. And that's the thing that I'm really blessing God for having that support system during that period. Because me, I would have broken completely. I think that journey of motherhood, particularly the beginning, was so heavy. Yeah. And it made sense and became lighter. The burden became lighter because I had the aspect of community around me. Curtis's mom, even we were in her house for a while because it was right when I gave birth to Remani is when COVID was announced in Kenya. I was like, okay, so we were supposed to be there for a few days and then go somewhere else. Yeah, we couldn't leave because everybody locked you down everywhere. I was like, okay, here we are.
So you sat there for
I sat for like 6 weeks. Imagine. But now, you see, I don't worry about food. I don't worry about other things. I'm like, my problem that I worry is my sleep and breastfeeding the baby. That's it. So we had second born because I'm in my own house and I'm like, I want whatever I had. I was like, what is this?
It must have been.
He was a lot. First one was our bliss. Second one, because that's when niko yangu na manani.
Like, but you've spoken about you have. I think it's called Bloom. No, the first one was some
Baby Blues.
There was
the Blues.
The series for
Blue Room Stories.
Yeah, there was Blue Room, and then there's this one for
the girl. Imora.
It's called. The series is called
Soft Landing.
Oh, Soft Landing.
Yes.
Yeah, you can try what you. Anyway.
Yeah, you do.
So now you mentioned about how it was such a leap when you found out you're pregnant with the second born and you hadn't even planned. So what would you have done anything different there, or you actually have accepted how you children you're together and how things have turned out?
I'm actually happy that she is, yes. That the age the age difference they have, you should see them right now. It's like, wait a minute. This is what I was going to miss out on, by probably trying to panga my own time. Yeah. And then God had his own plans. And I'm happy that it happened the way it happened. I have seen that gap. I know they are so close together. And I'm seeing their friendship also growing together. I'm seeing Remani becoming responsible. Keep on telling him.
But the difference doesn't make him... Or did he actually? He has learned
when
it on
When we started, I felt mom guilt.
Okay.
Because I'm like, he's still a baby. I still have Imora. Yeah. I'm like, how do I balance this two? They're both children who need the attention of the mother, attention of the father, and all that. So I felt some type of way because immediately you're off my laps. I have somebody else who's constantly every 2 hours breastfeeding. Na kwanza Imora alikuwa ameshikilia, she's not living like 3 hours. She's just breastfeeding. I was like, madam, it's too much. So I felt that mom guilt. Okay. I think the only thing that probably I wish I had did different is probably allocate time properly. I think also the fatigue of giving birth and having a child he was like, Aki, every time you want to sleep. But you go to a place where we're like, okay, instead of napping, my baby is sleeping, I'm going to spend time with Ramani. Are you seeing? So I'm also sleep deficient because at this particular time you're supposed to be sleeping. But you have another child in the house. You go spend time with them. So I know the beauty of also having them apart. So far apart, but also the beauty of raising children together around the same age. It's beautiful. So I think it's always hard to start. But once you get into the rhythm,
let me not speak on that topic. But I think many people don't want that closeness because of they feel like they'll struggle as a parent, and one might be deprived of the love of a parent.
Yes, that's the poor thing.
Yeah, so I wanted to know your view of it.
It takes a lot of intentionality. I was actually like this. Curtis, the moment you come from work, take Ramani, bond with him so much, because sometimes you'd actually feel like your scale is too much on this side, and then this one is being neglected. So you have to find that balance, and it's like, there are those moments of that, but it takes a lot of intentionality to see how to balance and spread love and care for the both of them.
So is there balance? Do you think there's balance, or you just
there has to be a healthy, let me say, is it healthy balance? Is it really called balance? Like ukisema balance, inaenda hivi. That's a balance. It's not like
they are at par.
No, all right. It has to be like this. Okay, tumekuja sana hivi, turudi hivi. That's the sort of healthy balance. Because I don't think there's ever a balance.
Yeah, because how do you make mother, wife,
you can't
work?
No, it's like this. Wewe umefanya hivi, watoto bwana anasema madho hata Mungu anipenda vile anapenda watoto, anasema okay, let's go back to okay no, so how it go back to child kids, like it's a whole, there's still a household to run.
Do you think you would have thought I'm sure there's so much change when it happens when children come between the husband and wife. Do you think you'd have done anything different in that area
as a married woman?
Remember your wife first before you were a mother.
Yes,
I know exactly. That changes a lot. It changes a lot.
It did. So, I think I'm so grateful for Curtis for calling me out, because he actually said it. So Soila, I think sort of we're drifting apart. Imagine, he called me and was like, I think we're drifting apart. I know there's all this, and I know that because they're still young and very needy. Attention is mostly on them. But the marriage aspect, the marriage front sort of, it's sort of not as healthy as as it were. Because again, you take your marriage to this level and then you bring children, you can see. So you're so preoccupied with the things you've forgotten about your person. And I'm like, oh God, Father, you are the giver of children. You're still the giver of husband. I need grace to know how to do all these things. And the same way, he'd come and ask me, and it looked different in different seasons. Like also the marriage itself will look different in that season. So how are we bonding as a married couple? Is when you're caring for these children. That's a way of bonding.
Okay.
You know, the kids are now, let's leave the kids for 1 hour. They're still breastfeeding, you can't leave them for more. You don't want to carry them away. Let me take you for tea. Let's go sit down. Let's catch up. Like in the season, the marriage will look different. I think that's the other aspect that I had to change the notion of how we used to do marriage before the children showed up. So with this new environment, how then do we still keep together as a married couple? How do we, these kids have come, now how do we do this thing the same way we used to do them? We still grow together, strong together, but how does it look like in this particular season? It looks like doing kids' chores together. It looks like going for 1 hour tea date and coming back. Back then we used to do dinner dates. We can't do dinner dates because you have kids in the house and all that.
I like that. I like that because I didn't think that doing child chores was actually together. Bonding.
It's a bonding session. Let's sit, come and say our kids are toddlers. It also means let's sit down, put the toys, all of us, phones away. Here we are, bonding with our kids and also learning about each other. You see?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like it takes a lot of intentionality to see, okay, we are not able to go out for this thing. Then how do we bring this dating to this house of ours? Yeah.
Hey. You're in homework. Because I realized you do your chores with the baby. I'm not there. I do my chores with the baby. I'm not there. But I didn't think, okay, for us now, what we try do is once in a while we just go away. just sit and talk.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we leave the baby. Forget that you exist first for a few minutes.
Yes,
then we'll come back later. And also things like having a good nanny or sisters around also helps a lot. Yeah.
The community.
Yeah. Because like I think at some point I was losing my mind. We just went and did a movie for 3 hours.
Tell me about it.
Came back home.
Tell me about it.
And then you have very funny conversations. You don't even talk about anything serious.
Imagine.
You just laugh about when I was small I hit a rock.
Because you don't want to have conversation about the baby.
Yeah.
It's all you know, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Okay, it's enough.
Okay. I think for me, I think it will be there's grace for motherhood, or rather, there's grace for parenthood.
Yes.
I think there will be a few men watching. You can also get there's grace for it, and I think intentionally just read about it, listen to podcasts, and there's one podcast I think I'll plug here.
Recommend
Mothers by Grace. Please watch Mothers by Grace. And they have dads. They call themselves dogs. The dogs. Yeah, you can also. It also helps the men also. By the way, yeah. So you can watch out for them. But we pray for you as you continue. If you have any, maybe postpartum and all these things, you'll come out of it eventually. I'm not yet out yet, but I will be in
due time.
Yeah,
I think I also say invest in community.
Okay.
Don't parent alone.
Okay.
Accept help.
Okay.
Accept help. When somebody comes like, can I hold the baby for a while? As you accept it. We tend sometimes also, and we are killing ourselves with all that.
Okay.
So when, let's say, a parent, a sister is around and they want to help you, accept food to be cooked, what to be, clothes to be washed, what to be arranged. Forget your tidiness sometimes.
Yeah.
At least it's done.
Yeah.
It's something less to worry about in your mind.
Yeah.
So I'd highly, highly recommend, if you have community around you, kubali.
Yeah, for sure.
Kubali usaidizi.
Kitu ingine ya mwisho tu nitasema ndio tuende nyumbani. Lala.
Ukipata nafasi.
Ukipata nafasi lala.
Yeah.
Sasa na mkanga Saturday 6 am nashanga. Me 6. And I sleep at midnight. Because the baby don't sleep.
The clock has readjusted itself.
Yeah. So anyway, I think I'm okay. You?
I'm also okay.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me on here.
Thank you too for coming.
Yay!
You really build up the energy, and I'm really happy. Yeah. So until the next one. Bye.
Bye.